What's up YouTube, Apathy here, coming to you with a quick build to showcase. I've been actually requested to do this one multiple times, and actually asked mid-fight. People would ask me, what's your build, what is it like, how do you play it, so on and so forth, your stats and stuff like that. So I figured I'd make a quick video to kind of explain everything that and more. So let's get into it. Obviously, Jester Thomas, and it also can be used with the Xanthous King Jeremiah. Also really fun to play as. A lot harder, but still very, very fun. So let's jump into stats. I don't have the list with me right now, but I have 50 vigor, and I can tell you I have 25 intelligence faith for fire bonuses. Now that's not how you're saying, but at the same time, it is enough. Like you don't need to have 40, that kind of stuff, because you're seeing the damage outputs. I'm still able to hit on people. Like, it's pretty good. And I don't really see any need to go any higher than that. But also, I have strength and dexterity at 20 from going through the game, start game, right? When you have no pyromancy flame. So you can probably take away from those 20/20s, put them down a lot lower, getting you a bigger fire bonus. I have 99 attunement, which is kind of overkill. I have it there for the extra cast speed, which is really nice. I have 291 cast speed, which is really high for being a pyromancer. That's really high, and it's awesome. As you can see, I'm able to cast pretty quickly, making it a lot easier. You know, it's great. It is great. Jumping to pros and cons, you have where can I start with this? Because you've got, for pros, you have your damage output, obviously. Just watching some of these clips, you'll see me hitting some pretty high damage outputs. Not on this particular fight, knowing that this guy knows how to fight a pyromancer. Actually, I'll point that out right now. He's really, see how he's really fast. He's fast and he's always in your face. That's something that's really bad about a pure pyro, because you need space. The only actual spells you can use are combustion, fire whip, up close. You can get lucky with a forbidden sun like that. But other than that, you have to stay far away mid-range. Alright, back to my topic. Sorry for going astray. For pros, you have no criticals. As in, since you have no real weapon that can be parried, you can't get riposted. You don't have a shield. I do, because I have the comfort of parrying. But no criticals in the sense that you can't get backstabbed. When you're wearing the King Jeremiah set, that is a luxury you don't have. But those are the only two major pros, but that damage is a huge one. But that's the thing, with this build, your cons do sadly outweigh the pros, which is something that really kind of busts this build's balls. For cons, you have limited castings. Since since you are a pure pyro, you have limited castings, which limits to what you can do. So in fight clubs like this, I don't think I have any clips involving this, but I would run out of castings with something, and it would really screw me up because I'm so used to using what I have to use. So another con is obviously low defenses. I think I have 300 range. It's not that great. But then again, like, just don't get hit, right? It's just, I have 110 adaptability, or 110 agility, sorry, which is absurdly high. That's really, really high. So I'm normally able to roll out of most attacks. Very little poise, another con, but that's something that's kind of irrelevant in Dark Souls. Well, actually, I think they fixed it, so it's a little better now, but still poise is kind of, out there. Another con is you need distance. As I mentioned before, your only two pyromancy items that you can actually use up close are combustion and fire whip. So you have to take that into account. Sorry about the awkward phone call there. I don't have any kind of sets or softwares that can remove that, so we're gonna have to keep that there, I guess. What was I saying before? Besides needing distance, combustion, fire, flame whip, those are the only things you have up close. Another con that's really frustrating is Great Magic Barrier and Sacred Oath users. Now, I think there's a video somewhere in here that I actually ended up attacking somebody who's mid-buff because I fought him previously. And I know the kind of damage reductions that can do, and it's really frustrating. Like, you think GMB's annoying now, when you're using something that's pure caster. I like to actually point out right there, that was a huge mistake on my part, getting cranked by the two-hand, or the dual stance there. Anyway, like, that combo is dangerous for this, because you are, as I said before, pure caster. You can't do anything. you'll be doing a fraction of the damage you're used to, and it's really frustrating to know that I've actually ended up switching to other weapons just because it's the worst. Okay, as I mentioned before, previously, was spacing. Okay, this is actually really important with this because this isn't a good clip to kind of explain it off of because I'm just placing them down randomly. But lingering flame, remember where they are. Always remember where your lingering flame is, because try and trap people with it. Try and use it to your advantage. Try and be aggressive about it. Don't use it as a defensive item. Try and use it as something that'll do that damage for you. Like in different kind of tricks, you use fire whip, and then use fire whip and try and trap them next to the lingering flame, or push them into the lingering flame, so then you get the bonuses from the lingering flame hitting. How's a mouthful? Whew. There's stuff like that, right? Like different tricks that'll do that. Spacing, another good way to point out, is when you're really up close and personal, try and back up, okay? Like try and get within maybe an ultra greatsword's range, okay? If that's a good way to explain it, because in that way you have enough space you can throw great fireballs, chaos fireball, forbidden sun, that kind of stuff, and still have minimal or like minimal they have minimal reaction time, and that is what you want. You want to try and hit as hard as you can without getting hit. Now with people who are trying to get farther away, you can do tricks like throwing a flame swath. Now with a flame swath, it leaves back a big cloud of fire, and it's hard to see through, so use that to your advantage by throwing a great chaos fireball. Throw it through the fire, and you'll hit well over in the thousands. Like you can hit high numbers with just that simple combo. Okay, jumping to casting's use. Now casting's use, like I said before in the cons, you know, you have limited castings. You have to remember that by keep spamming an attack, like this right here, like look at this gank squad. Like I exhausted all 5 of my great chaos fireballs, just because. Well, but then again, I knew that I would eventually kill them, because you just have to be careful and know when you're using your attacks, because that's the kind of situation that'll get you killed. Play style: you want to be aggressive, but at the same time you want to be passive enough and be careful to know what your opponent can do. Like look at his weapons, look at what he's doing. If he's using a knife, then you know he's going to be aggressive. Or if he's a knife and a shield, he might be more passive about it. Like you just got to read the people you're around. Now right here, I'm actually going to explain the stats and kind of look at it. Kind of just give you time to pause it if you want to copy it, so on and so forth. Useful tactics, I kind of explained it going throughout the video. You know, the flame swath, cloud, fire whip, lingering flame. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but anything else that I think of I'll put in the description. That kind of stuff. You know, just make your own tactics, but at the same time remember just to be aggressive about it and have fun with it. Like this character is a lot of fun to use. Going through here, you know, look at my rings, my equipment. I have a buckler there for the convenience of being able to parry, and I have a craftsman hammer. It doesn't matter. It's low stat requirement weapon with high damage. In relation to being a pure pyro, you know, you have the people who will use profound still, and that just screws over the entire build. Like you can't do anything, so it's good to have a backup. Anyway, that's pretty much all I can really explain about the build. Went over pros and cons. I thank you guys for watching the video, and hope you guys, you know, I hope this helped you out if you were a pyromancer. I'm actually going to go over quick this is like just an explanation of the stuff I use, what I used to use. Great Chaos Fireball is in there now just because it does more damage. Yeah, I hope to see more pure pyros out there because it's a lot of fun. And with more, like, just by watching this, you'll probably learn, you know, how to fight a pure pyro, because I'm not gonna lie, like before this build was made, I struggled with fighting them, but now I know how to fight them. It's a lot easier to me now. Anyway, thank you guys.